Have you ever had a strong gut feeling or seen flashes from the corners of your eyes or even heard something in your mind that turned out to be right? Well, these could be signs that your psychic senses, your clairs, are awakening. In this video, I'm going to share clear, grounded tips on how you can build on and develop these abilities further. So let's get into it. First, let's break down the four major psychic senses, otherwise known as clairs. Let's start with clairvoyance, potentially one of the most well known psychic sense out of them all. And this is the capacity to clear see, meaning that you may have access to information through visions and through your eyes or your third eye. Then you also have clairaudience, which is the capacity to clear hear. And in this case, information is mostly given to you through your ears. You may hear voices or your inner voice answering questions that cognitively you don't have the answer for. Then we also have clairsentience, and this is all about clear feelings. So in this case, information insight is given to you through feelings, emotions, and sensations. And then lastly, you have claircognizance, which is clear knowing. And in this case, the information that you receive is through inner knowing. It's like this deep-seated knowledge that you feel lower in the body rather than up here in the head. This is just a quick breakdown. If you'd like a little bit more detail on this, I did record a video previously for this channel where I talked through more psychic senses, and I also walked you through my experience as someone who is tapped into their clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. So do check out that video. I'll leave it here if you'd like to know. I also cover some misconceptions in terms of psychic senses and some signs that you may also want to look out for to see whether or not you are developing your psychic ability. Tip number 1. Make sure you are grounding yourself and your energy before you try to tap into any of your senses. And this is because psychic development is not about escaping reality, but about being fully present in the moment so that you can then open yourself to receive the insights when they matter most and when they are meant to be received. So before you try to access any sort of information, close your eyes, take a few big deep breaths in and out, and then visualize roots extending from your feet into the core of the earth. Number 2 is to start tracking your psychic insights. So start a psychic journal of sorts where you write down every source of information that you receive, whether that's through a vision that you get, something that you hear, a feeling that you tap into, or a knowing that drops. Make sure that you make a note of them, write them down, and then see as you go about your life whether certain situations match up with what you've written and with the insight that you received. This helps basically build the muscle and also helps you build trust in terms of building your confidence as a psychic and strengthening your psychic gifts because you are trusting them and you are acting on them more and more and more. It's a muscle effectively that you're training, as if you're going to the gym and you're doing weights to strengthen your arms and such. It's exactly the same idea. Practice, write it down, track to see how and when and where they matched, and keep trusting yourself, keep taking action on your psychic senses. Tip number 3, don't try to develop all your senses at once. It's better to work slowly and steadily towards the senses that seem most appropriate or seem more readily available for you. So we are all going to, we all have access to these senses, all of us. Clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance, and other psychic gifts. Everyone has them. But naturally, we will find some senses easier to tap into than others. We're going to start there with the ones that feel more accessible to us, develop them, and then as those develop, we can start then branching out and tapping into other senses that we haven't really tapped into much yet. So for instance, if you feel like you're more of a visual person and clairvoyance calls more to you, practice sitting down, closing your eyes, and visualizing an object in detail. For instance, an apple or a candle, and sit with it and continue visualizing as the images that you get with your eyes closed get clearer and clearer for you. For instance, if it's clairaudience that seems to be a little bit easier for you to connect with, then practice being still and listening. Ask a question and then wait for the answers to be given to you. If perhaps you are more aligned with clairsentience, then what you want to do is, for instance, grabbing an object, touching it, and then waiting to feel the emotions that that object or that image arises in you. Just don't try to do all of this at the same time because it's likely that you're going to be lost and also discouraged. Tip number 4, which should actually be tip number 1, to be honest, because nothing will ever happen if you don't have your nervous system regulated, if you don't have your mind under control, and if you're not doing something like yoga or meditation to help you calm you down and quieten your thoughts. So every day, if you are serious about developing your psychic senses, I highly recommend that you try to build a regular meditation practice into your routine. Before you go to bed, as soon as you wake up, start with 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be some grand form of meditation. All you need is 5 minutes where you close your eyes and you practice concentrating on something for longer and longer and longer periods of time. So for instance, you can use an image and you focus on that image and then visualize that image with your eyes closed. You can use the flame of a candle, opening your eyes, focusing on the image of that on the flame of the candle, and then closing your eyes, visualizing the flame of the candle. You can use mantra, music, the repetition of sounds. You can also use, for instance, guided meditations if that's easier for you. Just make sure that you take away at least 5 minutes every morning, every evening to spend time alone in your energy, calming your nervous system down. Last tip number 5, turn it into a game. Be playful with your intuition. Test it in a fun way. So for instance, if someone is calling, before you look up to see who it is, try guessing. If you are with someone, ask them to think of a color and then try to guess that color. Or picking up a card deck, shuffle the cards and try to predict which one is going to come next. The more you do this, the more, again, you are building your psychic muscle and the better you will be at predicting and at learning how to interpret certain messages and certain insights that you get. Okay, so one major trap for you to avoid is to try too hard. The psychic senses aren't loud at all. The insights that you get, they do not scream at you. They tend to be whispers that can be hard sometimes to tune into when you are surrounded by noise. Don't chase them, because if you do, if you force it, you're probably just straining yourself mentally and you will block the psychic senses. The idea here is to relax into them and create space in your body, in your mind to receive them. Also, make sure that you rest in between practice sessions because rest really helps you integrate these senses and them becoming a lot more available to you. Okay, so let's recap. Number 1, make sure that you ground yourself in your energy before you try tapping into any sense. Number 2, keep a journal and keep track of the insights and the information that you receive to make sure that you are building and strengthening your psychic muscle. Number 3, focus on one clair at a time. Don't rush, trust the process, and go with the one that feels more intuitive and more accessible to you to start off with. Number 4, introduce the regular practice of meditation or some other practice that allows you to calm your busy mind and regulate your nervous system. Number 5, make it playful, test your intuition, and play games, again, as a way to strengthen that psychic muscle. Last but not least, don't force it, just relax, pause, and create space within to receive them. Psychic development isn't about becoming special. This is a lot more about you reconnecting with and reclaiming a part of yourself that was lost. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, so keep going and do not give up. This is something that you already have within you. It's just a matter of bringing it back out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, make sure to leave a like if you like the tips that I shared, and leave me a comment if you are tapping into some of your senses, and if you are, how so, and maybe some tips that you may have on your own. As I've mentioned before, my idea here with this channel is to create a spiritual community. So the more knowledge that we share amongst each other, the better. So please do leave a comment and subscribe for more psychic and spiritual content. See you next time. Bye.